suffered with those that I saw suffer. A brave vessel who had no doubt some noble creature in her, dashed all to pieces. Poor soul, St. Mary!
Be collected, no more amazement. Tell your piteous heart there's no harm done.
Oh, woe the day!
No harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee, my dear one. Thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospera, master of a full poor cell, and thy no greater mother.
More to know never did meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time I should inform thee farther. Lend thy hand. Pluck my magic garment from me. Lie there, my art. Oh, wipe thou thine eyes, have comfort. The direful spectacle of the wreck, which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee, have I so ordered with my art that there is not a soul, no, not so much perdition as a hair beaten to any creature in the vessel, which thou heardst cry, which thou sawest sing. Sit down, for thou must now know farther. I pray you be attentive. Canst thou remember a time before we came unto this cell? No, I do not think thou canst, for then thou wast not out 3 years old.
Certainly, ma'am, I can.
By what? By any other house or person? Of anything the image tell me that it kept with thy remembrance?
'Tis far off, and rather like a dream. Had I not 4 or 5 women that once tended me?
Thou hadst, Miranda, and more. 12 years since, Miranda. 12 years since thy mother held the dukedom of Millen and its princely power.
Who are not you, my mother?
The very same, who long ago was child to him that ruled in Millen most liberally, who with as tolerant a hand toward me gave me license to my long hours in pursuit of hidden truths, of coiling powers contained within some elements to harm or heal. I brook no interruption but your squalling, for thou, child, art a princess born.
What foul play had we that we came from thence?
Well, on my father's death, authority was conferred, as was his will, to me alone, thereby awakening the ambition of my sister and thy aunt, called Antonia. Thou tendest not?
Good madam, I do.
I pray thee, mark me, that a sister should be so perfidious. She whom I did charge with express commands as to the prudent governing of fair Millen, instead undid, subverted. Dost thou attend me?
Ma'am, most heedfully.
Perverting my upstanding studies, now with her slanderous and vile did crush, did paint a faithless portrait. Her sister, a mistress of the black arts, a demon, not a woman, nay, a witch, and she full knowing what the others of our sex had burned for no less. The flames now fan my counsel is turned against thee. Dost thou mark me?
Oh, your tale, ma'am, would cure deafness.
To credit her own lie, she did believe she was indeed Duchess, confederates with the Queen of Naples to make her annual tribute, and bend my dukedom, as yet unbowed, to most ignoble stooping.
Oh, the heavens!
Now the condition. The Queen of Naples, being an enemy to me inveterate, hearkens to my sister's suit, which was that she should presently eradicate me and mine out of the dukedom, and confer fair Millen with all its honors upon my sister. Whereupon did Antonia, one midnight, ope the gates of Millen. To the dead of darkness they hurried thence me and thy crying self.
Wherefore did they not that hour destroy us?
Oh dear, they durst not. So dear the love my people bore me. In few, they hurried us aboard a bark, bore us some leagues to sea, where they prepared a rotten carcass of a boat, not rigged, nor tackle, sail, nor mast. The very rats instinctively quit it. There they hoist us, to cry to the sea that roared to us, to sigh to the winds whose pity, sighing back, did us most loving wrong.
Alack, what trouble was I then to you?
Oh, a cherubim thou wast that did preserve me. Thou didst smile, infuse it with a fortitude from heaven, which raised in me an undergoing stomach to bear up against what should ensue.
How came we ashore?
By providence divine. Some food we had, and some fresh water, which a noble Neapolitan, Gonzalo, out of his charity did give us, with rich garments, linen, stuffs, and necessaries, which since have spended much. Then of his gentleness, knowing that I love my books, he furnished me from my own library with volumes that I prized above my dukedom.
Would I might never see that man!
Now I rise. Oh, sit and hear the last of our sea sorrow. Here on this island we arrived, and here have I, thy schoolmaster, made thee more profit than other princesses can, that have more time for vainer hours, and tutors not so careful.
Heavens thank you for it. And now, I pray you then, for still 'tis beating in my mind your reason for raising the sea school.
By accident most strange, bountiful fortune, now my dear lady, have mine enemies brought to this shore. Here, cease more questions. Thou inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness. Give it way. I know thou canst not choose. Come, spirit, come. I'm ready now. Approach my Ariel, come.
Oh, hail, great master, grave dame, hail. I come to answer thy best pleasure, be it to fly, to swim, to dive into the fire, to ride on the curled clouds to thy strong bidding task. Ariel and all his quality.
Hast thou, spirit, performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
To every article, I boarded the queen's ship. Now on the beak, now in the waist, the deck, in every cabin, I flamed amazement. Sometime I'll divide and burn in many places. On the top mast, the yards and bowsprit, but I flame distinctly, then meet and join. Jove's lightnings, the precursors, oh, the dreadful thunderclaps. More momentary and sight outrunning were not. Fire and cracks of sulphurous roaring. The most mighty Neptune seemed to besiege and make his bold waves tremble. Yea, his dread trident shake.
Ah, that's my brave spirit, who was so firm, so constant, that this coil would not infect his reason.
Not a soul but felt the fever of the mad and played some tricks of desperation. The queen's son, Ferdinand, with hair upstaring, then, like reeds, not hair, was the first man that leaped, cried, hell is empty, and all the devils are here.
That's my fine spirit, but was not this nigh shore?
Close by, my master.
But are they, Ariel, safe?
Not a hair perished. When their sustaining garments, not a blemish, but fresher than before. And as thou badest me, in troops I have dispersed them about the isle. The queen's son have I landed by himself, whom I left cooling of the air with sighs, in an odd angle of the isle, sitting, his arms in this sad knot.
Of the queen's ship, the mariners say how thou hast disposed, and all the rest of the fleet.
Safely in harbor is the queen's ship. In the deep nook there she's hid. The mariners all under hatches stowed, who with the charm I have left asleep.
This was well done, my Ariel, but there's more work. What is the time of the day?
Past the mid-season?
These 2 glasses. The time 'twixt 6 and now must by us both be used most preciously.
Is there more toil? Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet performed me.
Oh, now, Moody, what is't thou canst demand?
My liberty!
Before the time be out, no more.
I prithee, remember, I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made thee no mistakings, served without or grudge or grumblings. Thou didst promise to bait me a full year.
Hast thou forgot from what a torment I did free thee?
No.
Thou liest, malignant thing. Hast thou forgot the foul witch, Sycorax?
No,
Hast thou forgotten?
ma'am.
Where was she born? Speak, tell me.
Ma'am, in Algiers.
Oh, was she so? I must once in a month recount what thou hast been, which thou forgettest. This damned witch, Sycorax, for mischiefs manifold and sorceries terrible to enter human hearing, from Algiers thou knowest was banished. Is not this true?
Aye.
This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by the sailors. Thou, my slave, for as thou reportst thyself, was then her servant. Oh, and for thou wast a spirit too delicate to act her earthy and abhorred commands. She did confine thee into a cloven pine, within which rift imprisoned thou didst painfully remain, 12 years, within which space she died and left thee there. Then was this island, save for the sun she littered here, not honored with a human shape.
Yes, Caliban, her son.
Dull thing, I say so. He, that Caliban, whom now I keep in service. Thou best knowest what a torment I did find thee in. Thy groans did make wolves howl, and penetrate the breasts of ever angry bears. It was mine art, when I arrived and heard thee, that made gape the pine and let thee out.
I thank thee, master!
If thou more murderest, I will rend an oak and peg thee in his knotty entrails, till thou hast howled away 12 winters.
Pardon, master. I'll be correspondent to command, and do my scribing gently.
Do so. And in 2 days I will discharge thee.
That's my noble master! What shall I do? Say what shall I do?
Go, make thyself like a nymph of the sea. Be subject to no sight but thine and mine, invisible to every eye of all else. Go hence with diligence. Awake, dear heart. Awake. And I slept well, awake.
The strangeness of your story put heaviness in me.
Shake it off, come on. We must visit Caliban, my slave, who never yields us kind answer.
'Tis a villain, ma'am, I do not love to look on.
But as 'tis, we cannot miss him. He does make our fire, fetch in our wood, and serves in offices that profit us. What ho, slave, Caliban! Thou earth, thou speak!
There's one enough within.
Come forth, I say, there's other business for thee.
I must eat my dinner. I must eat my dinner.
O most poisonous slave, got by the devil himself upon thy wicked dam, come forth!
As wicked dew as ere my mother brushed with raven's feather from unwholesome fen, drop upon you both. A southwest blow and blister you all over.
Just be sure, tonight thou shalt have cracks. Side stitches shall pen thy breath up. Urchins shall forth and vast a night, that they may work all exercise upon thee. Thou shalt be pinched as thick as honeycomb, each pinch more stinging than bees that made her.
This island's mine. Thy Sycorax my mother, which thou takest from me. When thou camest first, thou strokest me, and madest much of me. Would give me water with berries in it, and teach me how to name the bigger light, and how to less, burn by day and night. And then, I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle. Fresh springs, brine pits, barren place and fertile. Cursed be that I did so. All the charms of Sycorax, toads, bats, beetles light on you. For I am all the subjects you have, which first was mine own queen. And yet here, you stay me in this hard rock, while you do keep from me the rest of the island.
Almost lying slave, whom stripes they with not kindness. I use thee, filth as thou art, with human care. Lodge thee in mine own cell, till thou didst seek to violate the honor of my child.
Would it had been done. If thou didst prevent me, I did people else this isle with Caliban.
Abhorrent slave! Any print of goodness will not take. I pity thee, took pains to make thee speak, taught thee each hour one thing or other.
You taught me language. My profit on it is I know how to curse. The red plague bring you for learning me your language.
Oh, hag seed head, fetches and fuel! Shrugs thou, manless. If thou dost less, or dost unwillingly will I command, I'll wrap thee with old cramps, fill thy bones with ache, make thee roar, the beast shall tremble at thy din. Hence!
No! Prithee. Oh, I must obey. Her art is of such power.
Go, slave, hence!
in that you will some good instruction give how I may bear me here. My prime request, which I do last pronounce is, oh, you wonder if you be maid or no.
No wonder, sir, but certainly a maid.
My language, heavens. I am the best of them that speak this speech, were I but where 'tis spoken.
Oh, the best. What wert thou and the Queen of Naples heard thee speak?
A single thing, as I am now that wonders to hear thee speak of Naples. She hears me, and that she does, I weep. Myself am Naples, whom with mine eyes never since at ebb beheld the Queen my mother wreck.
Alas, for mercy!
Yes, faith, and all her court.
First sight they have changed eyes. Delicate Ariel, I'll set thee free for this. Oh, our good sir, I fear you have done yourself so wrong. A word.
Why speaks my mother so urgently? This is the second man that e'er I saw. The first that e'er I sighed for. Pity moved my mother to be inclined my way.
Oh, if a virgin in your affection not gone forth, I'll make you the Queen of Naples.
Soft, sir, one word more. They're both in either's powers. This swift business I must uneasy make, lest too light winning make the prize light. One word more, sir. I charge thee that thou attend me. Thou dost here usurp the name thou owest not, and hast put thyself upon this island as a spy to win it from me, the sovereign oft.
No, as I am a man.
There's nothing ill can dwell in such a temple.
Follow. Speak not you for him, he's a traitor. Come, I'll manacle thy neck and feet together. Sea water shalt thou drink. Follow.
No! I will resist such entertainment until mine enemy has more power.
Oh, dear, my mother, make not too rash a trial of him, for he's gentle and not fearful.
What? My foot, my tutor? Oh, put thy sword up, traitor. For I can here disarm thee with this stick, and make thy weapon drop.
Don't you, mother?
Hang on!
Ma'am, have pity, I'll be his sword.
Silence! One word more shall make me chide thee and not hate thee. Thou dost think there are no more such shapes as these, having seen but him and Caliban? Foolish child! To the most of men this is a Caliban, and they to him are angels.
My affections are then most humble. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
Come, thy nerves are in their infancy again and have no vigor in them.
So they are. My spirits, as in a dream, are all bound up. My mother's loss, the weakness which I feel, the wreck of all my friends, nor this dame's threats to whom I am subdued are but light to me. Might I but through my prison once a day behold this maid. All corners else, oh the earth, let liberty make use of. Space enough have I in such a prison.
It works. Come on. Thou hast done well, fine Ariel.
Be of comfort, sir. My mother's of a better nature than she appears by speech.
Thou hast done well. To the elements thou shalt be free. Come on. Speak not before him.
Beseech you, ma'am, be merry, for you have cause. So have we all of joy. For our escape is much beyond our loss. But for the miracle, I mean our preservation. Few in millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good lady, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
Prithee, peace.
She receives comfort like cold porridge. Look, he's winding up the watch of his witch. By and by it will strike.
Ma'am,
What? Tell.
When every grief is entertained that's offered, comes to the entertainer.
A dog.
Dolor comes to him indeed. You have spoken truer than you proposed.
And you've taken it wiselier than I meant you should.
Fie, what a spendthrift is he of his tongue.
I prithee, spare.
Therefore, my queen, I have done. But yet,
He will be talking.
though this island seem to be desert, uninhabitable, and almost inaccessible,
Yet,
here breathes upon us the air most sweetly.
as if it had lungs and rotten ones.
Or as 'twere perfumed by a fan.
Here is everything advantageous to life.
True, save means to live.
As if there's none a little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks, how green.
Aye, the ground indeed is tawny.
With an eye of green end.
But the rarity of it is, which is indeed almost beyond credit,
As many vouched rarities are.
is that our garments, being as they were drenched in the sea, hold notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, being rather new dyed than stained with salt water. Methinks our garments are now as fresh as when we put them on first in Africa, at the marriage of the queen's fair daughter Claribel to the king of Tunis.
You cram these words into my ears against the stomach of my sense. Would that I had never married my daughter there, for coming thence my son is lost, and in my rate she too, who is so far from Italy removed, that I ne'er again shall see her. O thou, mine heir of Naples and millet, what strange fish hath made his meal of thee?
Ma'am, he may still live. I saw him beat the surgeons under him and ride upon their backs. I doubt not he came alive to land.
No, no, he is gone.
Ma'am, you may thank yourself for this great loss that would not bless our yoke with your daughter, but would rather lose her to an African, where at least she is banished from your eye, who hath cause to wet the brief out.
Prithee, peace.
We have lost your son, I fear forever, the false, your own.
So is the dearest of the lost.
My lord Sebastian, the truth you speak doth lack some gentleness and time to speak it in. You rub the sore when you should bring the plaster.
Very well.
Aye, and very like a surgeon.
It is foul weather in us all, good lady, when you are cloudy.
Foul weather?
Very foul.
Had I a plantation on this island, lady, and were king on it, what would I do?
Escape being drunk for want of wine.
In the Commonwealth, I would by contraries execute all things, for no kind of traffic would I admit. No name of magistrate, letters should not be known. Riches, poverty, and use of service, none. Contract, succession, born, bound of land, tilleth, vineyard, none. No use of metal, corn, or wine, or oil. No occupation. All men idle, all. And women too, but innocent and pure. No sovereignty.
And yet he would be king on't.
All things in common nature should produce. Sword, pike, knife, gun, nor need of any engine would I not have, but nature should bring forth of its own kind, all foison and all abundance to feed my innocent people.
No marrying among his subjects.
None, man. All idle. Whores and knaves.
I would with such perfection govern man to excel the golden age.
Oh, God save his majesty.
And long live Gonzalo.
And do you mark me?
Prithee, no more. Thou dost talk nothing to me.
I do well believe, your highness, and did it to administer occasion to these gentles, who are of such sensible and nimble lungs that they are always used to laugh at nothing.
'Twas you we laughed at.
Who is this kind of merry fool? They have nothing to you, so you may continue and laugh at nothing still.
Oh, what a blow was there given.
And it had not fallen flat long.
Nay, my good lord, be not angry.
No, I'll warrant you, I'll not adventure my discretion so weakly. Will you laugh me asleep?
so, ma'am. Do not omit the heavy offer of it. It seldom visits sorrow, and when it does, it is a comfort.
We too, my lady, will guard your person, and while you take your rest and watch your safety.
Thank you. Wondrous heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
It is a quality of the climate.
Why doth not our eyelids sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. They fell together both, as by consent. They dropped as by a thunderstroke. Oh, what might, worthy Sebastian, oh, what might! No, Paul. And yet, methinks I see it in thy face, what thou shouldst be. The occasion speaks thee, and my imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What art thou waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
Oh, I do, and it is a sleepy language thou speakest out of thy sleep. I mean, what strange repose? I mean, how suits your saying? To be asleep with eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep?
Noble Sebastian, thou lett'st thy fortune sleep. Die, rather. Wink'st, whilst thou art waking.
Thou dost snore distinctly, there's meaning in thy snore.
Oh, I am more serious than is my custom. So must you be too, if need me. Which, to do, troubles thee over.
I am standing water.
And I will teach you how to flow.
Do so. To ebb, hereditary sloth instructs me.
Oh, if you but knew how you the purpose cherish, whilst thus you mock it.
Prithee, say on.
Thus, although this lord of weak remembrance hath here almost persuade, for he's a very spirit of persuasion, only professes to persuade, the queen, her sons alive, 'tis as impossible that he is undrowned as he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that he's undrowned.
Out of that no hope, what great hope have you? No hope that way is. Another way, so high a hope that even ambition cannot peer so wink beyond, but doubt discovery there. Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then tell me, who is the next heir of Naples?
Clarabelle.
She that is queen of Tunis. She who dwells some 10 leagues beyond man's life. She who from Naples can have no note unless the sun were post. Say this were death that now hath seized them. Why, they were no worse than now they are. There can be that can rule Naples as well as she that sleeps.
What stuff is this? I mean, how say you? I mean, 'tis true my sister's daughter is queen of Tunis, so she heir to Naples. Betwixt which regions there's some space.
A space whose every cubit seems to cry out, how shall Clarabelle measure us back to Tunis? Stay in Tunis, let Sebastian wake. Ah, that you bore the mind that I do. What a sleep were this for your advancement. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
And how does your content tender your own good fortune?
I remember you did supplant your sister Prospera.
True. Look how well my garments sit upon me, much fitter than before. My sister's servants were then my fellows. Now, they are my men.
But for your conscience.
I so realize that. 20 consciences stood twixt me and Millen. Candy be they and melt ere they molest. Here lies your sister, no better than the earth she lies upon. If she were that, which now she's like that's dead, why, with this obedient steel, 3 inches of it could lay to bed forever, was you doing thus to this ancient morsel, this Sir Prudence, who should not upbraid our host?
That case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou gost, Milon, so shall I combine ankles. Draw thy sword, one stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest, and I, the king, shall love thee.
Let us draw together, and when I rear my head, do you the like to fall it on Gonzalo.
One word.
My master, through her art, foresees the danger that you, her friend, are in, and sends me forth, or else her project dies to keep them living. While you here do snoring lie, open-eyed conspiracy his chime doth take. If of life you keep a care, shake off slumber and beware. Awake, awake, let us both be sudden.
Now, good angels, preserve the queen!
I never awake. Why are you drawn? Wherefore this ghastly looking?
What's the matter?
Whilst we stood here, securing your repose, we heard a hollow burst of bellowing like bulls, or rather lions. Did not wake you. It struck my ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
Sure, it was like a noise that would frighten monsters is to make an earthquake. Sure, it was like a whole herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gonzalo?
On mine honor, ma'am, I heard a humming, and that a strange one too, which did awake me. When my eyes opened, I saw their weapons drawn. There was a noise, that's fairly. It is best we stand upon our guard until we quit this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Lead off this ground, and let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens keep it from these beasts.
Lead away.
For he is sure in the island.
Now Prospera shall know what I have done. So, Queen, go safely on to seek thy son.
All the infections the sun sucks up, from bogs, fens, flats on Prospera fall, and make her by inch meal a disease. Her spirits hear me, and yet I needs must curse. For every trifle, they are set upon me. Sometimes, like apes that chatter and mow, and after bite me, and then, like hedgehogs, which lie tumbling in my barefoot way, and mount their pricks upon my footfall. Sometimes, I am all wound with adders, who with cloven tongues do hiss me into madness. Lo, now, lo, another of her spirits, and come to torment me for bringing my wood in slowly. perchance he will not mind me.
It is neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all. In another storm brewing, I hear it singeth wind. Yon sink black cloud, yon huge one, looks like a foul bombard that would shed his liquor. If it should thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. Yon same cloud cannot choose but fall by pale fools. What have we here? A man or a fish? Dead or alive? A fish. He smells like a fish. Whew. A very ancient and fish-like smell. A strange fish. Were I in England now, as I once was, and had but this fish painted, not a holiday fool there, but would give me a piece of silver, there would this monster make a man. Any strange beast there makes a man. When they will not give a doit to relieve a lame beggar, they will lay out 10 to see a dead Indian. Laid like a man and his fins like arms, worn. Oh, my troth! I do now let loose my opinion, hold it no longer. This is no fish, but an islander that hath lately suffered by a thunderbolt. Alas! The storm is come again! My best way is to creep under his gabardine. There is no other shelter hereabout. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. I will here shroud till the dregs of the storm be past.
I will no more to sea, to sea. Here shall I die ashore. This is a very scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. Well, here's my comfort. The master, the swabber, the boatswain, and I, the gunner and his mate, loved Mel, Marion, and Marjorie, but none of us cared for Kate, for she had a tongue with a tang. She cried to a sailor, "Go hang!" She loved not the savor of tar nor pitch, yet the tailor could scratch her where she did itch. So to sea, boys, and let her go hang! Oh, that was a scurvy tune too. But here's my comfort. Oh. Do not torment me! What's the matter here? Have we devils? Do you put tricks upon me with savages and Minivan, huh? I'm not skip drowning to be fear now of your 4 legs! For it hath been said, as proper a man as ever went on 4 legs cannot make him give ground. And it shall be said so again while Stefano breathes through nostrils. Oh, 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 oh. Ah!
I take it, an ague. How the devil should he learn our language? I shall give him some relief if it be but for that. I can recover him and keep him tame and get to Naples with him. He's a present for any emperor who's ever trod on neat slaughter.
Do not torment me, I prithee. I'll bring my wound in faster.
He's in his fit now and does not talk after the wisest. He shall taste of my bottle. He's never drunk wine afore. Will go near to remove his spit. If I can recover him and keep him tame, I will not take too much for him. He that pay for him, hath him, and that soundly.
Thou hast done me but little hurt, but thou went on, I know it by thy trembling. Prosper works upon thee.
Come on your ways. Open your mouth. This is that which will give language to you, cat. Yeah, open your mouth. This will shake your shaking, I can tell you, and that soundly. You cannot tell who's your friend. Open your chaps again.
I should know that voice. It should be, but he is drowned, and these are devils. Oh, defend me!
4 legs, 2 voices, a most delicate monster. His forward voice is to speak well of his friend, and his backward voice is to utter foul speeches and to detract. If all the wine in my bottle can recover him, I will help his ague. Come, amen. Let me pour some in thy other mouth.
Stefano!
Best thy other mouth call me? No, mercy! Oh, mercy! This is a devil and no monster. I must leave him. I have no long spoon.
Stefano! If thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afeard, thy good friend Trinculo.
If thou beest Trinculo, come forth. I will pull thee by the lesser legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, these are they! Thou art very Trinculo indeed! How comest thou to be the siege of this mooncat? Can he fit Trinculo?
I took him to be killed by thunderstroke. But art thou not drowned, Stefano? Is the storm overblown? I hid me under the dead mooncat's gabardine for fear of the storm. And art thou living, Stefano? No, Stefano! To Neapolitan's camp!
Oh, please do not shake me about. My stomach is not constant.
These be fine things, and if they be not sprites, that's a brave god, and bears celestial liquor. I will kneel to him.
How dost thou escape? How dost thou come hither? Swear by this bottle how thou camest hither. I escaped on a foot of sack, which the sailors heaved overboard.
I'll swear by that bottle to be thy true subject. For the liquor is not earthly.
Come, swear how thou escapest.
Swim ashore, man. Like a duck. I can swim like a duck. I'll be sworn.
Kiss the book. Though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like a goose!
Oh, Stefano, hast any motorlings?
The whole butt, man. My cellar is in a rock by the seaside where the wine is hid. How now, mooncalf? How does thine ague?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Out of the moon!
I have seen thee in here, and I do adore thee.
Swear to that. Kiss the book. I shall furnish it anon with more contents. Swear.
By this good light, this is a very shallow monster. I have feared of him. A very weak monster. A man at the moon. A most poor and credulous monster. Well done, monster, in good sooth.
I will show thee every fertile inch of the island. And I'll kiss thy foot. Now, prithee, be thy God.
By this light, a most perfidious and drunken monster. When God's asleep, he'll rob his bottle.
I'll show myself thy true subject. I'll kiss thy foot.
Well, come down then, and swear.
I shall laugh myself to death at this puffy-headed monster. A scurvy monster. I could find in my heart to be.
Come kiss.
But that the poor monster's in drink. An abominable monster.
I'll show thee the best springs. I'll pluck thee berries. I'll fish for thee. I'll fetch thee wood enough. A plague on the tyrant I serve. I'll fetch her no more sticks. But follow thee, thou wondrous man.
A most ridiculous monster to make a wonder of a poor drunkard.
Prithee, let me take thee to where crabs grow, and I with my long nails will dig thee pignuts. I'll show thee a jay's nest, and I'll teach thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I'll take thee to clustering filberts, and sometimes I'll get thee young scammels from a rock. Wilt thou go with me?
Prithee now, lead the way. But with no more talking. Can you go? The Queen and all our company else being drowned, we will inherit here. Bear my bottle. Let fellow Trinculo, we shall fill him by and by again.
Farewell, master, farewell, farewell.
A howling monster. A drunken monster.
No more damsel, make for fish, nor fetching, firing, and requiring, no street trencher, nor wash dish. Ban to Caliban. Has a new master, get a new man. Freedom, heyday, freedom, heyday, freedom!
All right, monster, lead the way.
This, my main task, would be as heavy to me as odious. But the mistress which I serve quickens what's dead, and makes my labors pleasures. Oh, she is 10 times her mother, and she's composed of harshness. I must remove some thousands of these logs and pile them up upon a sore injunction. Oh! My sweet mistress weeps when she sees me work and says such baseness I never like executor. I forget. But, ooh, these sweet thoughts do even refresh my labors. Most busy least when I do them.
Alas, sir! Pray you? Work not so hard. Why would the lightning have burnt up these logs that you're enjoined to pile? Set it down and rest you, when this burns to a week for having wearied you. My mother is hard and study. Pray now. Set it down and rest yourself. She's safe for these 3 hours.
Oh, most dear mistress. The sun will sit before I shall discharge what I strive to do.
If you'll sit down, I'll bear the log a while. Give me that. I'll carry it to the
No,
pile.
precious creature. I had rather crack my sinews, break my back, than you should such dishonor undergo while I sit lazy by.
It'll become me as well as it does you, and I should do it with much more ease. For my good will is to it, and yours it is against.
Poor worm, thou art infected. This visitation shows it.
Oh, you look wearily.
Oh, most dear mistress. 'Tis fresh morning with me when you are by at night. I do beseech you, chiefly to set it in my prayers. What is your name?
Miranda. Oh, my mother, I have broke your hest to say so.
Admired Miranda! Indeed, the top of admiration, worth what's dearest to the world. Full many a lady I have eyed with the best regard, and many a time their tongue brought into bondage my too diligent ear. For several virtues have I liked several women, never any with such full soul, but some defect in her did quarrel with the noblest grace she owed, and put it to the foil. But you, oh, you, so perfect and so peerless, are created of every creature's best.
I know only one more of my sex. No young woman's face remember, save from my glass mine own. Nor have I seen many more that I may call men than you, good friend. Well, how features are broad, I am skilless of. But by my modesty, the jewel in my tower, I would not wish any companion in the world but you. Nor can imagination form a shape beside yourself to like her. But I rattle something too wildly, and my mother's precepts I never do forget.
I am in my condition a prince, Miranda. I do think a king, and would not so, and would no more endure this wooden slavery than to suffer the flesh fly below my mouth. Hear my soul speak. From the very instant that I saw you did my heart fly to your service. There resides, to make me slave to it. And for your sake, I am this patient log man.
Do you love me?
Oh, heaven, oh, earth. Bear witness to this sound and crown what I profess with kind event if I speak true. If hollowly, invert what best is boded me to mischief. I, beyond all limit of what else in the world, do love, prize, honor you.
The fools weep at what I am glad of.
Fair encounter of two most rare affections. Heaven's rain grace on that which breathes between them.
Wherefore weep you?
In my unworthiness, to offer what I desire to give, much less take what I should die to want. But this trifling and all the more it seeks to hide itself, the bigger bulk it shows. Hence, bashful cunning, and prompt me, true and holy innocence. I am your wife, if you will have me, or if not, I'll die your maid, To be your fellow, you may deny me, but I'll be your servant, whether you will or no.
My mistress dearest, and I thus humble ever.
My husband?
I, with a heart as willing as bondage e'er freedom. Here's my hand.
And mine, with my heart ends. Farewell, till half an hour hence.
1,000 thousands.
Fair encounter of two most rare affections. Oh. I must to my book. For ere supper time I must conduct many pastimes, very pressing.
Hell, not me when I've got a sap to drink water. Not a drop before, so bear up and boredom. Seven monster, drink to me.
Servant master, the folly of this island. They say there's but 5 upon this isle. We are 3 of them. If the other 2 be brave like us, the state totters.
Servant monster, drink when I bid thee. Thy eyes are almost set in thy head.
Where should they be set else? He were a brave monster indeed, if they were set in his tail.
My man monster has drowned his tongue in sack. Mooncalf, speak for once in thy life. Thou beest a good mooncalf.
How does thy honor? Let me think I shoot. I'm not certain. He is not valiant.
Thou liest! Most ignorant monster! Why thou debauched fish thou, wilt thou tell a monstrous lie, being but half a fish and half a monster?
Lo, happy Moxie, wilt thou let him, my lord?
Lord, quoth ye, that a monster should be such a natural.
Lo, again, bite him to death, I prithee.
Trinculo, keep a good tongue in thy tongue. I have. If you prove a mutineer, then it's treated. The poor monster is my subject, and shall not suffer indignity.
I thank my noble lord. Wilt thou be pleased to hearken once again to the suit I made to thee?
Very will I kneel and repeat it. I will stand, and so shall Trinculo.
As I told thee, I am subject to a tyrant, a sorceress that by her cunning hath cheated me of the island.
Thou liest!
Thou liest, thou jesting monkey thou! I will not very master will destroy thee! I do not lie!
Trinculo, if you trouble him one more time, Proceed.
I say by sorcery she got this isle. From me she got it. If thy greatness will revenge it on her, thou shalt be lord of it, and I'll serve thee.
How now canst it be compassed? Can thou bring me to this party?
Yea, my lord. I'll yield her thee to sleep, and there thou mayst knock a nail into her head.
Thou liest, thou canst not.
What a pie ninny this, thou skirting patch! I do beseech thy goodness, give him both and take his bottle from him!
Trencher, run into no further danger. Interrupt the monster's tail one word further, and by this hand up, I will turn my mercy out of doors and make a stock fish of thee.
Why? What did I? I did nothing. I'll go further off.
And didst thou not say he died?
Thou liest.
Oh, do I so? Well, and as you like this, give me the lie another time.
I did not give the lie. Are your wits and hearing too? I'll poxy your bottle. This can sacred drinking do. For the rain are no monster, and the devil take your fingers.
Now, forward with your tail. Stand further up.
Beat him enough. After a little while, I'll beat him too.
No, stand off. Oh, come. Proceed.
Why, as I told you, 'tis a custom with her in the afternoon to sleep, and there thou mayst brain her, having first seized her books, or with a log batter her skull, or pounce her with a stake, or cut her weasel with thy knife. Remember first to possess her books, for without them she is but a sot, as I am, and hath not one spirit else to command, as they all do hate her as rootedly as I. Burn but her books! And that most deeply to consider is the beauty of her daughter, that she herself calls a nonpareil. Of women I've seen, but these and Sycorax, my dam, but she far surpassed Sycorax, as great as does reach.
Is it so brave a lass?
Aye, my lord, she will become thy bed, I warrant, and bring forth brave brood.
I will kill this woman, and her daughter and I shall be king and queen. Mercy on us, Trinculo and thyself will be viceroys. Jump down like the pot, Trinculo.
Excellent.
Oh, give me thy hand. I'm sorry I beat thee.
Within this half hour, she will be asleep. Wilt thou destroy her then?
On mine honor.
This will I tell my master.
Thou makest me merry!
I am full of pleasure! Let us sing! Folk is free! Folk is free! Folk is free!
That's not the tune.
What does it say? That thou beest a man, show thyself!
Oh, forgive me my sin.
Mercy upon us!
Art thou afeard?
No monster, not I.
Be not afeard. The isle is full of noise and sounds and sweet airs, to give delight and hurt not. Sometimes a
1,000 twangling instruments will hum about my ears. Sometimes voices that, had I waked after long sleep, would make me sleep again. And in dreaming, methought the clouds would open, show riches, ready to drop upon me that, when I waked, I cried to dream again.
This will prove a brave kingdom to me where I shall have my music for nothing.
When Prospera is destroyed.
This sound is going away. Let's follow it, and after do our work.
Lead, monster! We will follow!
Wilt come?
Yeah, but
I'll follow Stefano.
Then this advantage will we take truly.
Let it be tonight.
I said tonight, no more.
What harmony is this? My good friends, hark!
Marvelous, sweet music.
Give us kind keepers. Heavens, what were these?
It's a living drollery. Now I'll believe that there are unicorns.
If in Naples I were to report this now, would they believe me?
They have left their viands behind, for we have stomachs. Will it please you taste what is here?
Not I.
Faith, ma'am, you need not fear.
I will stand at you and feed, although my last no matter, since I feel the best is past.
You are three of sin, whom destiny had caused to belch up you, and on this island where man doth not have it, you, once men be most unfit to live, I have made you mad, and even with such like valor, they pay and drown their proper selves. You fools! I and my fellows are ministers of fate. The elements of whom your swords are tempered may as well wound the loud winds and finish one down that's in my room. My fellow ministers are like invulnerable. If you convert, your swords are now too massy for your strength and will not be uplifted. But remember, but that's my business to you, that you three from Millen Sutherland could prosper. Her and her innocent child, for which foul deed the powers delaying, not forgetting, have incensed the seas and shores, yea, all the creatures against your peace. Thee of thy son, Alonzo, they have bereft, and do pronounce by me lingering perdition, worse than any death can be
hour in my power.
In the name of something holy, ma'am, why stand you in this strange stare?
Oh, it is monstrous, monstrous. Methought the billows spoke and told me of it. The winds did sing it to me, and the thunder, that deep and dreadful organ pipe, did pronounce the name of Prospera. It did mask my trespass, and therefore my son in the ooze is bedded, and I'll sink him deeper than air plummet sounded, and with him there lie mudded.
But one fiendish at a time, I'll fight their legions over.
And I would be your second. No!
All three of them are desperate. Their great guilt, like poison given to work a great time after, now begins to bite the spirits. Follow them swiftly and hinder them from what this ecstasy may now provoke them to.
If I have too austerely punished you, your compensation makes amends. For I've given you here a third of mine own life, that for which I live. For once again I tender to thy hands. All thy vexations were but my trials of thy love. Thou hast strangely stood the test. Here afore heaven I ratify this my rich gift. Oh, Ferdinand, do not smile at me that I boast her off. For thou shalt find she will outstrip all praise and make it halt behind her.
I do believe it, against an oracle.
Then as my gift, and thine own acquisition worthily purchased, take my daughter. But if thou dost break her virgin not, before all sanctimonious ceremonies made with full and holy rite be ministered, no sweet aspersion shall the heavens let fall to make this contract grow, but barren hate, sour-eyed disdain, and discord shall bestrew the union of your bed, with weeds so loathly that you shall hate it both. Therefore take heed. Simon's laughs may light you.
As I hope for quiet days, spirit issue, and long life, the strongest suggestion shall never melt mine honor into lust.
Barely spoke. Sit then and talk with her. She is thine own. Ariel, how my industrious servant.
What would my whole master? Here I am.
Go bring the rabble, or whom I give thee power, here to this place. Incite them to quick motion. For I must bestow some vanity of mine art upon the eyes of this young couple. It is my promise that they expect it from me.
Presently,
I with a twink.
before you can say come and go, and ring twice and cry so so, each one tripping on his toe will be here with mop and mow. Do you love me, master? No?
Dearly, my delicate Ariel. Look thou be true. Do not give dalliance too much the rein. The strongest oaths are straw to the fire and the blood.
I warned you, madam.
Be more abstemious, or else good night your vow.
The white cold virgin snow upon my heart abates the ardor in my liver.
Well said. No tongue. All eyes, be silent. sort as if you were dismayed. Be cheerful, sir. Our revels now are ended, and these our actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits, and are melted into air, into thin air. And like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, yea, all which it inherit, shall dissolve. And like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. Sir, I am vexed. Bear with my weakness, my brain is troubled. Be not disturbed by my infirmity. If you be pleased, retire you to my cell. A turn or two I'll walk to still my beating mind.
We wish your peace.
Come with a thought, and thank the Ariel come.
Thy thoughts I cleave to. What's thy pleasure?
Spirit, we must prepare to meet with Caliban.
I, my commander.
Say again, where didst thou leave these varlets?
I told you, ma'am, they were red hot with drinking. I left them in the filthy man's pool beyond your cell. They're dancing up to the chins at the foul labor stuff their feet.
Oh, this was well done, my bird. The trumpery in my cell, go bring it hither, for scale to catch these thieves.
I go.
Devil. A born devil on whose nature and nurture can never stick, on whom my pains humanely taken, all lost, quite lost. I will plague them all, even to roaring. Come, hang them on this line.
Pray you, tread softly that the blind mole may not hear a footfall. We now are near her cell.
Your fairy, which you said was a harmless fairy, has done little better than playing the jack with us.
Monster! I do smell horse piss, at which my nose is in great indignation.
Ah, so was mine, monster, you hear?
Thou art but a lost monster.
Good, my lord. Give me thy paper still. Speak softly. All's hushed as midnight yet.
Aye. But to lose our bottles in the pool!
Oh, there's not only disgrace and dishonor in that, monster, but an infinite loss!
That's more to me than my wetting. Yet this is your harmless fairy, monster.
I pray, my king, be quiet! Seest thou here? This is the mouth of her cell. No noise. Enter. Do that good mischief which will make this island thine own forever, and I thy Caliban, for I have one here. Huh?
Give me thy hand. I begin to have bloody thoughts.
Oh, King Stefano! Oh, Peter! Oh, worthy Stefano! Look what a wardrobe here is for thee!
Let it alone, thou fool. It is for trash.
Oh, ho, monster! We know what belongs to a frippery. Oh, King Stefano!
Put off that gown, Trinculo! By this hand I'll have that gown.
Thy grace shall have it.
Ah, the dropsy drown this fool. What do you mean to dote us on such luggage? Let's alone and do the murder first. If she awake...
Oh, be quiet, monster! Mistress Line, is this not my jerkin? Now is the jerkin under the line. Now, jerkin, you are like to lose your hair and become a ball of jerkin.
like your grace.
I thank thee for that jest. Here's a garment for it. Which shall not go unrewarded when I am king of this country. Steel, but fine and level. That is a most excellent passage page. Here's another garment for it.
Monster, come, put some lime upon your fingers and away with the rest.
None on it. We shall lose our time. Monster, lay to your fingers, and there it is to where my hogshead of wine is, or I will turn you out of my kingdom. Go to, carry that.
And this.
And this.
Hey, Mountain, hey! That they be hunted soundly. At this hour lie at my mercy all mine enemies. Now as my project gather to a head, my charms break not, my spirits obey, and time goes upright with this carriage. What's the day?
On the 6th hour, at which time, my lady, you said our work should cease.
I did say so when first I raised the Tempest. How fares the queen and her followers?
Just as you left them. All prisoners, ma'am. The queen, her brother and yours abide, all three distracted. But chiefly, him that you turned, the good old Lord Gonzalo, his tears run down his cheek, like winter's drops from eaves of reeds. Her charm so strongly works so, that if you now beheld them, their affections would become tender.
Dost thou think so, spirit?
Mine would, ma'am, were I human.
And mine shall. Hast thou, which art but air, a touch, a feeling of their afflictions, and shall not myself, one of their kind, be kindlier moved than thou art? But with their high wrongs I am struck to the quick. Yet with my nobler reason, gainst my fury do I take part. The rarer action is in virtue than in vengeance. They being penitent, the sole drift of my purpose doth extend not a frown further. Go release them, Ariel. My charms I'll break, their senses I'll restore, and they shall be themselves.
I'll fetch them, ma'am.
Ye elves of hills, brooks, standing lakes and groves, and ye that on the sand with printless foot do chase the ebbing Neptune and do fly him when he comes back. You demi-puppets, that by moonshine do the green sour ringlets make whereof the yew not bites. And you whose pastime is to make the midnight mushrooms whereof the yew bites not. By whose art, weak masters though ye be, I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, and twixt the green sea and the azure vault made roaring war. To the dread rattling thunder have I given fire, and rifted Jove's stout oak with his own bolt. The strong based promontory have I made shake, and by the spurs plucked up the pine and cedar. Graves, at my command, have waked their sleepers, oaked and let them forth, by my so potent art. This rough magic I hear abjure. When I have required some heavenly music, which even now I do, I'll break my staff, bury it certain fathoms in the earth, and deeper than it ever plummets sound, I'll drown my book. Gonzalo. Honorable man. O good Gonzalo and my true preserver. I will drink and pay thy graces home, both in word and deed. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. Thy brother was a furtherer in the act. Not a pinch for it now, Sebastian. Flesh and blood. You, sister mine, that entertained ambition, expelled remorse and nature, who with Sebastian would here have killed your queen. I do forgive thee, unnatural though thou art. Understanding now begins to swell. Ariel, fetch me my skirt and collar from my cell. I will discase me and present myself as I was one time Millen. Quickly, spirit, thou shalt ere long be free.
Where the bee sits, there sit I. In a cowslip spell I lie. There I couch where owls do cry. On the bat's back I do fly after summer merrily. Merrily, merrily shall I live now under the blossom that hangs on the bough.
My delicate Ariel, I shall miss thee. Yet thou shalt have freedom. So.
All torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement inhabits here. Some heavenly power guide us from this fearful country.
Behold, the wronged Duchess of Millen, Prospera. I embrace thy body, and to thee and thy company I bid a hearty welcome.
Whether thou beest she or no, or some enchanted trifle to abuse me, I not know. Thy pulse beats as of flesh and blood, and since I saw thee, the affliction of my mind amends, with which I fear a madness held me. This must crave, and if this be all, a most strange story. Thy dukedom I resign, and do entreat thou pardon me my wrongs. But how should Prospera be living and be here?
First, noble friend, let me embrace thy age, whose honor cannot be measured or confined.
Whether this be or be not, I'll not swear.
Welcome, friends all. But you, my brace of lords, were I so minded, I here would pluck her highness frown upon you and justify you traitors. At this time I will tell no tales.
The devil speaks in her.
No. For you, most vile lady, whom to call sister would even infect my mouth. I do forgive thy rankest faults, all of them, and require my dukedom of thee, which perforce I know you must restore.
If thou beest Prospera, give us particulars of thy preservation, how thou hast met us here, who 3 hours since were wrecked upon this shore, where I have lost my dear son, Ferdinand.
I am woe for it, ma'am.
Irreparable is the loss.
For the like loss I have.
You, the like loss?
I have lost my daughter
But daughter, when did you lose your daughter?
in this last tempest. But howsoe'er thou hast been justled from your senses, know for certain that I am Prospera, and that very Duchess which was thrust forth of Millen, who most strangely upon this shore where you were wrecked, was landed here to be the lord on't. No more yet of this. This sells my court. Pray you look in. My dukedom, since you have given me again, I will requite you with as good a thing.
Sweet Lord, you play me false.
No, my dearest love, I would not for the world.
Yes, for a score of kingdoms you should wrangle, and I would call it fair.
If this prove a vision of the island, one dear son shall I twice lose.
High miracle!
Though the seas threaten, they are merciful. I curse them without cause.
Now all the blessings of a glad mother compass thee about. Arise and say how thou camest here.
Oh, wonder! How many goodly creatures are there here? How wondrous mankind is! Oh, brave new world that has such people in it!
'Tis new to thee.
What is this maid with whom thou wast to play? Is she the goddess that has severed us and brought us thus together?
Ma'am, she is mortal, but by immortal providence she is mine. I chose her when I could not ask my mother for her advice, nor thought I had one. She is daughter to the famous Duchess of Milan, of whom I've so often heard renowned, but never saw before. To whom I have received a second life, and second mother this lady makes her to me.
Give me your hands. Let grief and sorrow still embrace his heart that doth not wish you joy.
Be it so, amen!
Amen!
Was well done.
Bravely, my Ariel, thou shalt yet be free. First, set Caliban and his companions free. Untie the knot. How fares my noble lady? There are yet missing from your company some few odd lads that you remember not.
Every man shift for our rest. Let no man take care for himself, for all is misfortune. Coraggio! Holy Master, coraggio!
If these be true spies which I wear in my head, here's a goodly sight.
These are brave spirits indeed. Fine my master is. I'm afraid she will chastise me.
What things are these, my lady Antonia?
Will money buy it?
No doubt. One is a plain fish, and no doubt marketable.
Mark but the badges of these men, my lords, and say if they be true. These three have robbed me, and this demi-devil hath conspired with them against my life. Two of these fellows you must know and know. This thing of darkness I acknowledge mine.
Oh, I will be pinched to death.
Is not this Stefano, my drunken butler?
He's drunk now. Where had he wine?
And Trinculo is reeling ripe. Where should they find this grand liquor that hath gilded them? How camest thou in this pickle?
I have been in such a pickle since I saw you last that I fear me will never out of my bones.
Why, how now, Stefano?
Oh, touch me not. Oh, I'm not Stefano, but a cramp.
Oh, and you would be king of the isle, Sirrah.
Oh, then I should have been a sore one.
And this is a strange thing as e'er I looked on.
He is as disproportioned in his manners as in his shape. Go, Sirrah, to my cell. Take with you your companions, as you would hope to have my graces. Trim it handsomely.
Aye, that I will, and be wise hereafter, and seek for grace. What a thrice double ass I was, to take this drunkard for a god and worship this dull fool.
Go, slave, hence.
Hence, and bestow your luggage where you found it.
Or stole it, rather.
Madam, I invite you and your train to my poor cell, where you shall take a rest for this one night. And in the morn I'll bring you to your ship, and thence to Naples, where I have hoped to see the nuptial of these our dear beloved solemnized. And thence retiring to my millet, where every third thought shall be my grave.
I long to hear the story of your life, which must take the ear strangely.
I'll deliver all, and promise calm seas, auspicious gales, and sails so expeditious that you shall catch your royal fleet far off. burial. That is thy charge. Then to the elements be free, and fare you well. Freddie, you draw near. Now my charms are all overthrown, and what strength I have is mine own, which is most faint. Now 'tis true I must be here confined by you, or sent to Naples. Let me not, since I have my dukedom got and pardon the deceiver, dwell in this bare island by your spell. But release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I